This is ANN News Brief.
The United Nations says it was procuring food assistance for more than 4 million Zimbabweans, a quarter of the population, to avert a hunger crisis caused by inflation and climate-induced drought. Zimbabwe, once the breadbasket of Southern Africa, is experiencing its worst economic crisis in a decade, marked by soaring inflation and shortages of food, fuel, medicines, and electricity. World Food Programme WFP Country Director Eddie Rowe said in Harare on Tuesday, the UN is very concerned about the continued deterioration of the Zimbabwe situation, with more rains forecast yet again in the run-up to the main harvest in April. WFP Executive Director David Bursley says the scale of hunger in the country will worsen before it gets better. Nearly a half of the country's population is facing hunger. More than 7.5 million are reported to be experiencing severe hunger. The World Food Programme says it will provide 4 million Zimbabweans with cereal, pulses, and vegetable oil to ease the hunger. At least 23 persons were killed in the Sudan and 45 injured when fire broke out at a ceramics factory in the capital Khartoum on Tuesday. A district police chief says 6 of the wounded were in critical condition after a gas tanker exploded at the factory. The casualties include employees of various nationalities, including some from Asian countries. State television said the blast had led to major loss of life and property and that a rescue operation was ongoing. The fire started after a gas tanker exploded while unloading its shipment at the factory. Witnesses said the blast was so powerful it blew the tanker into a nearby lot. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
The United Nations says it has sent a contingent of peacekeepers to an area of central South Sudan where nearly 80 persons have been killed in a bout of fighting between two ethnic communities. The local officials said on Tuesday the reprisal that broke out last week between the Gak and Mano communities has lasted for days now. The United Nations mission in South Sudan, UNMISS, said in a statement Nepalese troops serving with the peacekeeping force had been sent to the area following reports from local authorities that as many as 79 persons have been killed and more than 100 injured in a series of clashes in Western Lakes. That is the ANN News Brief at 11. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I am Lucy at the end.